Hi everyone, and welcome to Money Mondays this week. My name is Natasha, and I'm the Community Integration Specialist here at the Trenton MFRC. Today on Money Mondays, we're going to talk about preparing for relocation in a financial sense. And our expert on this subject today is going to be Denise, who works with SISIP as a financial counselor. Thanks so much, Denise, for joining us today.
Thanks, Natasha, for having me. Relocation is inevitable within the military, for sure. Myself, I have relocated, so I understand some of the challenges. And plus, being in the role that I am in, I'm also helping members to prepare properly.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so our first question for you is, how can members and/or their families best prepare themselves financially for relocation?
So the very first thing that I would suggest, as soon as you find out that you're being posted, is to start planning. That way you have time on your side to make any adjustments that may be necessary. Do some research as to what the housing cost is going to look like in your new neighborhood, what the bills you'll have to pay. Every province is going to be different, every location is going to be different. Will you have to buy new appliances or not? Will you have to get a second car or not? So those things you want to do some research on that. Being prepared ahead of time is so important. Conduct an income assessment. So what will your pay look like after taxes in your new location? Because every province has a different tax structure. So that's really important that what comes into your bank account is not going to be the same at each location. Perhaps you need to look at what benefits and allowances you could potentially be losing at one place or potentially gaining at another place, or vice versa. So that's really important to do an income assessment. Will your spouse be without work for a little while? How is that going to look? So do you need to draw on your savings while he or she is not working? Or what other adjustments can you make because you know there's going to be a temporary gap in income? Create a budget, which is also very important. And again, we have a video created to talk about budgeting, so really important that members and their families have a really good, solid working budget, and they can reach out to any SISIP financial counselor on any base. They can reach out to the base that they're at right now, or they can even reach out to the base that they're going to. If either way, each of us counselors know what the costs are, for the most part, at every location. If we don't know, we can find out. So if someone's being posted to Trenton, I'll have a counselor maybe from Gagetown call me and say, tell me what the expenses look like in your area. She can help that member before they leave Gagetown. Update your insurance policy, really important as well. Your new location will bring new needs, which in turn could require more insurance or could require less insurance. Okay? Consider your lifestyle, which is, again, very probably hard to do, to change lifestyle. We all want to keep the same lifestyle, but we need to probably adjust our lifestyle depending on where you're going to be relocated. So you could be further away from family, and you don't have family to rely upon for daycare or babysitter because you're now in a location where you don't have any family. So that's going to change. You need to consider what activities need to be adjusted. Perhaps there's not the same activities in one location as there is in another, or they may be more expensive, or they may be less expensive. So you need to consider your lifestyle. Perhaps you need to go down to one vehicle instead of having two vehicles because your income just can't support it. Familiarize with your entitlements that you're entitled to. When you're relocating, we have a program through BGRS that can help you with that. Lots of different entitlements that they would want to be looking into to know what's going to be covered and what's not going to be covered when they move. You see a lot of people who are moving and they end up owing money because they thought they were entitled to this and they really weren't. So really familiarizing themselves with their entitlements is really important. And reach out to a SISIP advisor as things are going to change.
Yeah, for sure. And you kind of highlighted it as well earlier. Of course, especially right now, the economic market is very challenging here in Ontario, but I think also just across the country. How do families and members avoid getting in over their head when moving here?
And that's really tricky. we're all really challenged with that. Everyone is challenged with it. Ourselves, MFRC trying to help people, the military trying to help people. You know, they have introduced some tools to help with some of those costs, but it's not easy. There's a few things that I can suggest, and I would, again, going back to probably what I said previously, is really familiarizing yourself with the resources that are available, because there are a lot of resources available to the military community. Checking with CFHA, Canadian Forces Housing Agency. Perhaps buying a home is not going to be realistic. I know that it's hard to obtain a RHU, however, you need to investigate what those possibilities look like. Know your MFRC, what resources do they have? We're really fortunate here in Trenton, if I can promote our housing specialists, is that, you know, we have someone here who is helping people with their housing concerns and where they're going to live. So take advantage of that. It's free. Take advantage of your SISIP office. We offer all of our services for free. This is what it's going to look like when you're moving here, and you need to maybe look at this, and this in order to balance out your budget. So become really important. You may need to become familiar with all of those resources. Maybe you need to look at not having that dream home right now. Maybe you need to look at putting off large purchases for the time being until this economy kind of maybe does switch, because it will switch. I mean, the economy is up and down, right? So we need to be patient and probably just rethink maybe where we're spending our money. Perhaps it's selling stuff. We don't need the boat anymore. We don't need the trailer. We want it, but in order to live in this new location, we may not be able to afford it. So maybe it's selling things that we just don't need anymore. Excuse me. You can check out our Facebook page as well. We have tons of videos and budget worksheets and calculators and webinars that you can read upon to familiarize yourself with, you know, the financial aspect of your whole life. Make investing a part of your financial future. Whether it could be for your child's education or a future home, planning that investment strategy will help set you up for successes anytime you're being posted if you have a good solid plan. You may need to really dig down deep and look for extra money saving strategies. As I talk about a lot of times with budgeting, you know, we can probably find the extra $50 or find the extra $100, but maybe it's looking at switching to lower cost brands. Maybe it's looking at cutting back on extra expenses. Again, maybe having another family member into the workforce that can help them get debt paid as quickly as possible in this time. If there's anything that you're going to tackle in this time that we're in right now, is to get that high interest rate debt out of the way as quickly as possible. And turn to your professionals for advice. SISIP is here to help you, whether it's for investing for short term, medium term, or long term. We help you with your budgeting and your debt control, and really get you on the good financial path.
Those are really good tips for families and members who are preparing to come here, and also who are leaving this area as well.
Sure.
So thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see everyone next week.